I woke up and said to myself, I'm gonna turn this camera on. We're gonna figure this blog thing out, and we're not going to be um, disappointed or deterred by certain things.
Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
Yeah, so to those who are wondering what I'm doing in this room, I've come to show off what it is like to have a guest room and kids. And the worst thing is, I'm pluralizing this. This just is just our one critter. Our one little offspring is doing this on his own. I cannot imagine what it's going to be like when and if he has a partner to help him make said mess in the future. But it looks bright outside, and actually it looks hot, but it looks like the same type of day that when you're going to work, you're like, man, it looks so good, but I have to go to work and I'm not going to work. So I am going to make sure that I take advantage of this. We're going to do something that's going to be worth enjoying, that when I do return to the stresses of work, we can say it was worth it, because it's time to start enjoying life, start figuring out this blogging thing more, and stop being deterred by the negativities that come with social media. So what has happened recently is we have temporarily paused doing our sales with Inan to kind of figure out blogging. It's not that we don't have access to the warehouses, but so many of people seem to have just been figuring it out, and we had focuses in other places. But there's been some frustrations that have come from seeing people that started after us, like kind of just shoot by us in that, and then like when we start doing something else, kind of seeing them join us over in that space. But we're not thinking about the fact that maybe the reason that we're watching them join us over in this space is because something isn't working out in that aspect, so that's why they're joining us. And then watching somebody that we used to share the space with, who was much bigger in this live sales, basically follow ideas that you can kind of tell that somebody that you maybe purchased from us kind of suggested to them, so they were kind of getting fed our ideas if they don't know that we were doing something directly, and watching them do what we were doing. And it can become frustrating because you feel like you are not being successful while someone is taking your ideas, not stealing directly your ideas, but taking your ideas and then doing the same thing and being successful. And the important thing for me is to not be distracted by other people on their pace and don't know what is going on in their life, what their challenges are, and just not being deterred. You know what I mean? Stay in your lane, do what you are doing, stay focused on your goals, and if you have to, stop following those people. Whether or not they are intentionally being toxic to you, if somebody on your social media or someone that you follow somewhere that you have access to seeing their progression is showing you something that doesn't enhance you, doesn't teach you, okay, like I will get on Lisa for watching some of the other vlogs that she watches, but the thing is, she might learn transitions from them. She might learn oh, I want to actually share that style of blog, like a hair blog, or editing tricks, use back old B-roll and make our countdown videos or something like that. There's a certain particular person that I feel like whenever Lisa talks about this person, it's never enhancing. And I'm saying, cut those people out of your life. Whether it's a relative, whether it's a friend, whether it's a acquaintance that you have some kind of frenemy thing going on with, whether it's a stranger that you thought initially was a good person or still perceived as a good person, but their effect on you is negative. Cut that person off. Turn off notifications from that person, because if all they're doing is frustrating you and deterring you from chasing your goal and leaving you with this ain't it, just, and when I said this ain't it is just whatever you're doing now that you want to change about your life, whether that is your career field, whether that is going back to school and correcting something, whatever your this ain't it is, if all they are doing is leaving you with your this ain't it, cut that person or that thing out of your life. Simple. Anyway, that was my soapbox moment for the day. Now to control this mess, which should give me enough moment of tranquility to really kind of wake up out of the after work haze, sleep haze, and we hit the road. I think we're doing the warehouse, the wholesale buying today, or we're gonna try and just go up in the area and then have some good fast food. Lisa has awakened me with a hot take that is not really a disagreement, but I think there is some subtlety in what we're discussing that needs to be addressed. So one of the first things that my wife said to me when I woke up was, Central Florida fast food sucks. And I tend to agree with the sentiment initially. The reason why she's saying this is I brought home some Chick-fil-A breakfast and it was a little bland. I had a burrito. It was a little bit more bland than we used to. But the funny thing is, we've had breakfast from that same Chick-fil-A and it's been good. So I tend to believe that might have been an off day. But what prompted her to have that comment is not like, this is just this one experience. For example, I don't know where there's a good Popeyes, but Popeyes here has sucked so far. Period. It sucked. The one on 27 over in Davenport, bland as hell. And to whoever eats there, I feel bad for you, because if you go down south and go to the ones that we're used to, it's not just the biscuit that's good. And the worst thing is the biscuit here is just on a passable level. But the chicken is bland as hell here. I don't even know if y'all can hear her, but she's been triggered so much. She's talking about this thing from another room. But yeah, it's bland as hell. It is what the internet complains about when they say that there are less melanated people who lack seasoning on their food. And it's true. Even when we look at the chicken itself and you tear it open, there's nothing there. It is just, I don't know, like they season with air. I don't know. Even the actual breaded part doesn't taste like anything. It's the equivalent of the little fake bread that they would give out in Roman Catholic churches. It is bland as hell. And we said, okay, maybe it's just one store. So we went to another Popeyes over in Kissimmee. And it was always packed. It's right next to a Wingstop. Packed as hell. Went over there. That Popeyes sucked. Again, maybe it was an off night, but what are the chances that it's just off night every time that we've gone? It's 3 times we've gone. If we have gone to 3 different Popeyes on 3 different occasions in 3 totally different areas, because the next one that we went to was damn near in Oviedo, like way over there. And we had Popeyes, and that one, again, while the best of the 3, was still below par. At that kind of level of luck, I should be turning on this camera to tell you that I bought that winning Mega Ball ticket, and that the government's about to take out their big chunk, and I'm still gonna live my life. So far, fast food does have an issue here where it's different. What I will disagree with my wife is, in the same breath, my wife then told me, I'm gonna eat Freddy's today. And Freddy's is slamming. So, what I realize is, your usual big box franchise has not been it. But there are even some lesser chains that have been amazing so far. Like, Freddy's for me makes up for all the trizash of every other burger place that I've gone to that has not had good customer service and good food product. And the other thing is, weirdly, if you go somewhere else that's like a restaurant, and even if it's a restaurant chain, but it's a sit-down restaurant, you're still weirdly finding, to me, not just better customer service, but better quality food. So it's as if like the food here is kind of disjointed. The only thing we have not chased down, and you will be ashamed of us, we haven't done our due diligence. We haven't found our patty place. We haven't found our Jamaican food place. We went to one spot in Kissimmee that was decent enough to return there. A little pricey, but decent enough to return there. But I wouldn't say that it was my new spot. And definitely have not found a replacement for Fins and Things. But to be fair, Fins and Things is also the exception when it comes to the quality of food in South Florida too. Most places are not that. Ant Eyes, you is not that. You is not that. What's the other ones? All of a sudden Lisa stopped listening to me now. Yeah, but like Tropics, there's a bunch of them. They're decent. And customer service at Fins and Things can be hit or miss, but it's still up to us to do our due diligence to say, okay, this is where you find this. This is where you can go and get this. We've just kind of been buying what we can here, and making it at home, which there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as to be able to rely on certain things that we know that we don't make that well, haven't found that. So it depends on what you call fast food, and it depends on, but if you don't have a server that you can tip, if it's all like quick service style fast food, you're not doing so hot yet, Central Florida. So if you disagree with us, please inform us. Let us know where these spots are, because we seem to be striking out. I mean, we had some good Wingstop the other day, but again, we're talking about you have one job when you're at Wingstop. Make wings well. Wingstop Wingstop has been Wingstop. It's been the same, if not, I gotta give the customer service was better here. That was up in Dr. Phillips. But yeah, I mean the chains, the ones that you go through the drive-through for, not so hot so far. Wendy's, we went to the other day. Wendy's was Wendy's, but I think it only really stands out if it's far superior, like a Freddy's, or far inferior, like Popeyes has been so far. Freddy's, don't let me down. And yeah, take it from there. We'll see what we do today, and then tomorrow, I don't know. Actually, I don't want to admit this to my wife, right? But I kind of want to go to the park. And I've always been the type of person I was like, hell no. The park is not seeing me in the middle of summer. Um, but I kind of have an itch to go. I could wait, till maybe after we go on our trip and come back, to be honest, to go. But if we could go tomorrow, I would. I would. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of want to go. Maybe that's more of the Central Florida programming coming out of the sky. But yeah, anyway, this is how I get into my Zen moment. I have my alone time, which usually consists of sitting on the toilet with my phone. Don't tell me that's TMI. I don't know who doesn't do that. I didn't get into detail of what is happening on toilet time. Most of the time, it isn't much, but clean up in here, probably watch a blog or something, and just get my thoughts together. I had to reflect on that fast food thought, though, of whether or not I agreed with that hot take, and I do, but I just have to make some semantical adjustments. Anyway, see you guys. What's up, and welcome to Absolute Sitter. I am your host, Mac, and I want to thank you for checking out my content. We are relaunching.
I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all the time. You will always be my inspiration.